Join me as I take on the challenge of figuring out just how many AR-15s you really need for survival. Let's see if I can find the perfect balance. When it comes to survival, firearms can play a significant role, and the AR-15 is one of the most popular choices among survivalists due to its versatility and reliability. The debate around how many AR-15s are necessary for survival is a common one, with some arguing that multiple rifles are essential for protection and hunting, while others claim that one reliable AR-15 is all you need. Having multiple AR-15s can provide a backup in case one rifle is damaged or lost, and it can also allow for multiple people in a survival group to be armed. This can be particularly important in situations where defense is a top priority, such as in a post-disaster scenario, or when living off the grid. On the other hand, having too many AR-15s can be a logistical burden, requiring more ammunition, maintenance, and storage space. In certain scenarios, such as when expecting a large group of people to be relying on you for protection, having multiple AR-15s can be beneficial. Different scenarios require different approaches, and the number of AR-15s needed can vary greatly depending on the situation, the environment, and personal preferences. For instance, in a rural setting, having multiple AR-15s for hunting and protection might be more practical than in an urban setting where storage and mobility are more limited. The type of threats you anticipate facing also plays a significant role in determining how many AR-15s you might need. Experts often highlight the importance of balancing preparedness with practicality, suggesting that while having a spare AR-15 can be useful, it's also important to consider the resources required to maintain multiple firearms. According to some survival experts, the ideal number of AR-15s for survival depends on the individual's level of training, the expected threats, and the ability to maintain and store the rifles properly. They also emphasize the need for a well-rounded survival plan that includes not just firearms, but also first aid, food, water, and shelter. This balanced approach ensures that you're prepared for a wide range of scenarios without over-investing in any one aspect of survival. The Suburban Prepper believes that 3 is the magic number. Everything in 3. You should own 3 unique AR-15 rifles. Let's be honest, the effective range of the 5.56 and the AR-15 is always going to be under 500 yards, regardless of how magnificent your scope is. Suburban Prepper suggests having an AR-15 for close-quarter operations, especially for situations under 100 yards. This rifle should have a red dot and an IR laser for night operations with Nightvision. The next would be a 5x fixed scope for shooting out past 100 yards to 200 yards. Consider getting a thermal scope for the 100 to 200 yard range. Honestly, no one should take a shot over 200 yards for hunting anyway. The third to consider is a longer barrel AR-15 with a second focal point scope attached to your third AR-15 rifle to shoot between 200 to 500 yards. The magnification should be between 2 to 10. Anything more is overkill. Always stock up on replacement parts for your AR-15 to include bolt action groups and various components such as springs. The optimal number of AR-15s can also depend on the specific model and its intended use, with some rifles being more versatile than others. Data from survival communities suggests that most individuals who own AR-15s for survival purposes have one or two rifles which they use for both protection and hunting. Having more than two AR-15s is less common and usually seen in cases where multiple family members are involved in survival preparations. In general, it seems that the consensus among survivalists is that one or two high-quality AR-15s are sufficient for most survival situations. 10,000 rounds is the minimum amount of rounds you should have for each long gun you own. This does not include rounds to train with. Stockpile 10,000 rounds. In summary, the necessity and practicality of owning multiple AR-15s for survival depend on various factors, including personal needs, logistical considerations, and the specific scenarios you're preparing for. It's essential to weigh the benefits of having multiple rifles against the costs and challenges of maintaining them. If you've got an opinion on how many AR-15s you think are necessary for survival, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to check out my other videos on survival gear and tips for staying prepared.